Okay, good to see you guys. Let me get you promoted here. Hey, Anita, how you doing?
Doing good.
Kathy, Kendra, Kevin, lots of K's.
I'm doing fine.
We're probably going to have a full house tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get everybody on. Mark, Melanie, Michael, starting to sound like Romper Room again. Who was that we were talking about Romper Room about? Was that, when was that? The day's Monday.
It was months ago, wasn't it?
Earlier, I
About
can't
your
remember.
brother or something on there?
No, it was last night on our family reunion Zoom call we do every quarter. That's where it was. That is a wonderful treat. If you guys want to do something fun, have a quarterly family reunion on Zoom from all your family all over, coast to coast and north to south. And I promise you, you'll get some good laughs out of it and learn a lot too.
That's cool.
Well, we do have a full house tonight. So let me check and see if Brayden has made it yet. So hang on just 1 second. Tom, good to see you, buddy. Tom Wall. All right, let me go back. Analyst. Okay, don't see him yet. I'm going to keep promoting you guys. I'm almost done. And by the way, I apologize for being late, especially on a day when we had canceled May 30th, Monday, obviously, because that's Memorial Day. And I started getting phone calls from texts from people asking, why is class? In the subject line, it just says Monday Night Live class canceled. It didn't say anything about the date. So I had Beverly send out a follow-up just to make sure everybody knew. And plus I'd sent out some information over the weekend because we got a pretty good subject tonight. All right, let's give, let me give Brayden a call here. Hang on 1 second. If you guys have questions or anything, it'd be good. Now would be a good time to post them. Well, I'm trying to get a hold of Brayden here. Hey, team. Thank you, Gary. Okay, let's see here. Cindy Lucart, good to see you. Heather, Lisa, Mike Grand, good. It's twice in one day. That's good. Moni, good to see you. Okay. Yeah, I still don't see him. Okay. Well, that's okay. We've always got plenty to talk about. If you guys could do me a favor, I want to get a count of who all is using Hoodle. So that's Ron Williams did that. If you could type in the chat box, that'd be easy. That way you can get a total count. And while you're doing that, I'm going to keep promoting people. We've still got a few more to go here. But I know at least a handful of you were using Hoodle. And what we're going to talk about tonight is using Facebook to complement what Hoodle offers. So let's see, Gilbert did Hoodle. Actually, let me check here real quick. So Gilbert, Kathy's interested. Anita just signed up. Kendra's in, yep. Kai, let's see. Book or any information on the book that we're working on. Mark Phillips. Yeah, Mark. So when it comes to the book, I did finish. I spent 2 weekends on it, so 2 weekends on it so far. And I've got what I believe is the first draft completely done as far as content and structure. I need another weekend, which is this coming weekend, to go over it and kind of clean it up a little bit and make sure that the transition point is in place for you guys to write your chapters. And I think I'm pretty close with how I want to do that. So in any case, Elisa says I'm driving. I was on Hoodle's last training. Okay, good. She's in the car, is gonna listen. Any case, Hoodle, the way I understand it is there's a hub called Hoodle, and anybody who participates in the agent gets your own landing page. In a landing page, you can put on there, I think, up to 20 neighborhoods or something like that. And Kai's been using it and doing the research first and putting the neighborhoods on Hoodle. And Hoodle also has all the contact information, has identified all the builders in the area. So not just the big builders, but more importantly, the independent builders who generally don't have budgets for doing a lot of marketing and promoting. So where this comes in handy is Hoodle is also a great place for consumers to research, finding out where they're going to. Okay, he says, yes, I am. Let's see. Did you email? Guys, hang on just 1 second there. Yeah. Email. Mary. Yeah. Let me see when I sent that. Be right back with you guys. Hey, Brayden, it's I sent it on the 12th. That would have been Thursday from Gary. Yes. Oh. It's actually right now 7 Eastern. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you'll see there's quite a good number of people here, so you're likely to get some good Q&A. So yeah, go ahead and look for it on the 12th from Gary at rewgw.com, and that was at 9:57 a.m. Eastern time when it sent you. So okay, sounds good. Yep. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so in any case, what I was gathering was some people were not quite clear on how to attract the consumers looking to buy new construction. So in any case, along comes Brayden Kinder's, Jay Kinder's son, and in a call I have with Andre every week, he mentioned that when Jay Kinder, Albie Stasek, all those guys want to get more production out of people, they use this marketing campaign for new construction. And I said, really? Tell me about it. And it was all about using Facebook to promote, to boost posts, to attract the home buyers looking for new construction. And I said, well, that's interesting. We've got a system called Hoodle that sounds like does something similar. It's like a portal for people looking to buy new construction and match them with the builders. And I said, I think this could be a really good match here. So I called Brayden Kinder and talked to him about it. And he was telling me some of the success they've been having. So he builds the campaign. So what I'm getting at here is if you guys like what you see tonight and here, he can do that for you. Now you have to pay for the advertising. And he said you can do $10 a day. That usually works really well, but $5 a day could work too, depending on whatever market you're in. So went over all the markets where we are, and there wasn't a one he said that was really like a not a good market to be in. You know, and it's also the good news is it's not very competitive the way we're going about this. So let me double check and see if he's. Let's see. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Gene, Kevin, okay. It looked like he's on it. I'll keep an eye on that. But in any case, it looks like about a half dozen of you are using Hoodle. And I know I've spoken to Kai about that. What he's doing with it is just getting started. But so Gilbert, have you done anything yourself with Hoodle so far?
Yeah, Gary, I think I have 5 different communities that I've entered into.
Check your mic, Gilbert. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
I can hear him.
Yeah,
You're doing that. I'm going to make sure this is live on Facebook.
yeah, I've went ahead and entered 5 different communities onto Hoodle, and I wanted to get Las Vegas on the
I'm not sure,
map.
Gilbert, what's going on, but we're not hearing a word you're saying. Wait a minute.
Gary, we can hear.
Gary,
There
we
go.
can hear.
Sorry.
We can hear him, Gary. I can
Let
hear
me
him.
just test you guys to see if you're paying attention to me.
We all fell for it.
Okay, go ahead, Gilbert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've used it as my opportunity to go out and meet I've gone out and toured some of the model homes. There's a lot of building going on out here at the Las Vegas. So I was excited to get 5 communities in there. But the market changes so quickly. The number of houses and lots that are available, how much that they're charging for lot fees, it changes so fast. But at least I'm into it. I'm started, and I have a place to organize that information in Hoodle.
Well, as far as the builders, are you connecting with the bigger ones, the ones with have marketing budgets, or are you going for like the smaller independents, or maybe a mixture?
Well, I haven't even gotten to the small ones yet. I've been going into a lot of the big builders because the big builders are dominating the market out here. Like the medium and small builders can barely even get a hold of materials.
Okay. All right. How about the land itself, the building lots?
The large builders have bought up these huge tracts, and there's been a lot of planning involved. So they're basically like this one medium-sized builder that builds these fantastic homes. They're finishing up a phase 2. They've got a phase 3 starting in a few months. So they've did a lot of planning. A lot of these are in the works because they have to put the infrastructure in long before that they can, they have to develop the land before they can build on it.
Right. Okay. So they're doing anything like in some parts of the country, the builders are actually doing it by lottery. Like you literally have to put your name in and put a deposit down before you even,
Yeah, KB Homes, they do this lottery thing. So I've working with some other agents who their clients have been, for the last 4 to 5 months, they keep getting in lottery. 3 or 4 lots come up in a every month or every few weeks. And it's a fresh lottery. So, then other builders, Pulte is doing actually it was TriPoint was doing a first come, first serve. Lennar, you have to actually talk to them because some are, giving 2.5%. TriPoint's only giving you $5,000. Others are giving you 3%, but you really got to talk and ask a lot of questions to find out if there's a co-op.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Hey guys, Brayden's getting on now. I just promoted him to co-host. So
Gotcha. Can you hear me?
Yep. How you doing, Brayden?
Doing good. How y'all doing?
Good. Brayden, this is everybody.
Builder ironically today, and they said that if you're in Arizona, they're not even given a commission for new construction. And the builder that I spoke to, he said they've gone down from 2.5 now to only 1%.
Geez. Well, karma will make it all right, you know? You watch, you know? So you guys, I want you to meet Brayden Kenner, Jay Kenner's son. So I met Brayden last week after an introduction from Andre. And I was telling him about the fact that we have that Hoodle system available to us that, you know, collects all the information from the local builders and also creates a portal for consumers who want to buy new construction to get in there and get the process started. But and I've heard it also from Kai, several people were saying they weren't quite sure how to really promote the Hoodle landing page, the website. And I remember, I think Ron Williams said they actually do some of that themselves, but obviously in your own area, you want to do localized marketing. So in any case, lo and behold, what Brayden's going to talk about is what many of the agents in what we call the Honey Badger line have used when, again, Albie and Jay and those guys want to get more production out of people. So in any case, Brayden, I hope that I do it justice. Was I close or?
Yeah, for sure. I'll give a little backstory just kind of on, you know, how I got into the game and what I got going on. So a little bit about me. I got licensed when I was 19, and I just didn't have the budget to go and partner with Zillow or Realtor.com or anything like that. And so I started running my own Facebook and Instagram ads, just like the ones I'm running today. Obviously, they weren't performing as well as they were today, but that's how I started out, and that's how I got into production. And so I did that for about 3 years while I stayed in production, and then from there, I kind of found myself helping a lot of the other agents that we were bringing on and people that just kind of wanted to see how I was having success with it. And it kind of just snowballed from there. Pops and Albie ended up bringing me in full time to handle all of the onboarding, KB core training, lead generation for all of our direct agents. And then it got to the point where now I'm helping pretty much anybody that's in the Honey Badger group. So like I said, these are Facebook and Instagram ads. There's several different options that we can look at doing. The kind of the things that I take into consideration when, you know, dialing in a strategy for what type of ad you want to run is, where is the supply and demand in your market, right? And that's the biggest thing, because, you know, if we don't have any demand, our cost per lead is going to be super high. You know, we're not going to have any leads coming in. And of course, if the supply is not there, then we're not going to be able to put these leads into any property, right? So that's kind of the first thing I like to talk about is, where is the supply and demand at? And then obviously, what type of transaction do you want to be working, right? Do you want to be working the resale market? Do you want to be working new construction? Is this single family homes, condos, townhomes, and all of that kind of will play into that first question of, where is the supply and demand? But those are all some things to kind of think about when determining, you know, what type of ad you want to run. Like I said, there's new construction just listed, coming soon. Those are probably 3 of the top performing ones. But the cool thing with KB Core is we can really make these as customized as we want. Meaning we could do, you know, properties on an acre plus lot. We could do properties with a pool. There's a number of different things that we can populate a list of homes for to be able to customize the ad to, you know, be in alignment with the property, you know, the property page that we're pulling. So those are some things to think about. I'm trying to think what else we need to kind of cover, but that's, I mean, realistically, that's it, other than probably location. A lot of times I like to use either a city-based location or a county-based location. I think that city, in my opinion, probably works a little bit better. I find that, you know, the leads tend to be a little bit more bottom of funnel, if you will, as opposed to somebody that's still open at looking at multiple cities within a county. But that's still situational, because in some markets, the inventory is so low, they'll, you know, you got people that are open to living in multiple cities within a county just because they have to, right? So those are all things, like I said, to take into consideration. You know, where's the supply and demand? What type of transaction do you want to be doing? And then what location, you know, would you prefer to be in, you know, and be transactional, right? Because essentially that's where you're either going to be showing properties or doing deals.
Okay. Hey, real quick, I should have mentioned this too early. So on the class here, I do this every Monday night, Brayden.
Yeah.
It's actually open. We opened it up actually about this time last year. So there's agents that are not with EXP here. And that's
Gotcha.
okay. We purposely, we want it to be an open, you know, education based
Sure.
weekly event. But one thing I thought might be good, I don't know if you have a case study or an example, or even I made you co-host so you could share your screen if you have like an example of a Facebook ad you've done. Sometimes visualization, you know, visual is, you know, pick
I
up a couple
might.
thousand words.
be able to get one pulled up here. The biggest problem that is, since I'm not in production anymore and that I'm not running ads any longer, every ad that I build is going to be in somebody else's Facebook account. So unless I have access to their Facebook account, which I typically don't, it's going to be very difficult for me to get one of these pulled up. Now, I
Okay.
might have one in here. Did we get one built in your account or not yet?
No, I have, because I'm not in production either.
Right.
But what I want to do is there's several people here that I think.
Hey,
I've actually-
Brayden.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Shastine. So is this the same as Attract ROI? Because I just signed up and I have a new construction funnel going through. Because you could look at mine if it is.
Yeah, it's similar to, just to be transparent with you. So I actually learned a lot from Woods and Mike, and they were kind of some of the ones that showed me a little bit what to do with new construction. I've since taken it from there, changed a few things, and I'm a little biased, but I think my ad performs a little bit better. Although we can use your account, if we can get you to share your screen, we can take a look at that. There will be a few things that are a little bit different than what I'm doing with it though.
Okay. All right. Let me.
And guys, I want to tell you, some of you are on. I actually texted back probably a week ago because I went and looked at some of the markets that we're in and realized where I thought there might be some better opportunities. So like Brian Graham was one. So if you're on here and I texted you, this is particularly for you to pay attention to, because I think it'd be a smart move for you to do this and try this. Now, if you're,
So it says host disabled participant screen sharing. So I can't share my screen, Gary.
here, I'll promote you. Hang on one second. Let's see. Promote. Okay, there you go. Are you on a Mac or a there you go. Okay, now it's switching over.
Yeah, let me go to, I was just in the Attract ROI, but can you take it from here or not?
I can take it from here. I'm going to have to request remote control access if you can approve that.
Yep, do that. Let me close down. I was like in so many other things, which I want to make sure speeds up for you. So I'm going to close down a couple other things and then approve it. There you go.
Right. And then would you mind if we get into your Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, while they're doing that, if I texted you probably a week ago, asking about new construction in your marketplace, it's because I already did a little bit of research and looking. And, you know, from what I understand and what I see and hear from people, this is something I think you should entertain if you want. You could
ask me to, it's me. It'll go through now here in a second.
Thanks, Shastine, by the way, for doing this.
Okay.
Shastine, looks like you got a little toe head there, huh? In the checkered shirt.
What was that?
A toe, we call them toe blondies. Like when I was a kid, my hair was white blonde. They used to call us toe heads or cotton tops.
All right, so we should be able to, we can get this loaded up here.
I know, I think I need a new computer. Like I have issues with it. Like can't seem to think when I'm on Zoom. It just happens when I'm on Zoom.
Right. I think that's more of a Wi-Fi thing because we're sucking so much Wi-Fi down at once. There must be multiple accounts because there's no ads showing in here.
Oh, you have to go into my Bradley and Associates.
Okay.
Yeah. And real estate ad account. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So Shastine, this sounds like this is what one of the campaigns you've been running, the one we're talking about.
Yeah, so this is the one, yeah, I texted you
Okay.
about, because I follow Michael Reese, and of course they had talked about this funnel. So I'm kind of in this funnel phase of figuring out the right funnel for me. So I'm doing certain ads just normally, and then
Mhm.
implemented them for the new construction funnel.
Okay.
How's it been so far?
Turned it on. They got it tweaked, I think, on Friday night. So I have, if you look in my track REO, I don't know, I haven't called them. I think I have maybe 15, maybe 20 phone numbers and people that have clicked in and are going through the funnel.
Yep.
Nice.
Looks like your cost per lead's at $3.60 for 15 leads in. That's pretty good. What market are you in?
I'm in Vancouver, Washington.
Gotcha.
Well, I know, Shastine, I noticed, like I get reports every week from Judy. It looks like you're bringing in about a transaction a week now, look like, you know? And you look incredibly calm too. So congratulations.
I think she might be lagging.
Just a little.
Can you try to see if you can hit the edit button under the new construction one?
Yeah, here, hold on a second here. Edit.
Yep. And then if we'll just have you kind of hit one more button, the third tab over there on the left that says new construction under lead generation ad set.
Right?
Yep, that's right. We don't want to edit the name. If we can just click on the whole tab of it, it should take us there. We go. Perfect. So yeah, so this is it. This is pretty similar to what mine would look like. They're still running the incentives copy. I've changed the incentives copy. I'll go over what that is, what I've changed it to. I found that most builders are not giving incentives any longer, just because of the way the market is. So, you know, that kind of just tends to not be good, you know, propaganda, I guess, if you would. But if we can hit see more here, I'll show you kind of what the difference is. But basically, you know, you choose the location. So we're going to say these new construction homes in Vancouver must sell as soon as possible. Mine says check out the list of available homes by tapping the learn more button below and get instant access on Facebook. So kind of similar, just different from incentives to check out the list of available homes. And then at the bottom there, it says access all new construction home deals in Vancouver. And then they have the option to choose to click learn more, excuse me. From there, what's going to happen is it's going to take them to this form that I'm about to scroll down to. And once they get to the form, and this is a functionality that I really like. So when they get to the form, it's actually going to autofill their information in, right? So that means it's going to autofill their Facebook, the number they have associated with Facebook, their first and last name, and then their email. And then they're going to hit submit and give us that information. And then it's going to take them to a page that we build out that has the list of properties for whatever type of ad that we're promoting. So you'll see here, this is kind of what that looks like. When are you interested in buying a home? Access all new construction home deals in Vancouver. Like I said, this is the second page of that, which is where the autofill comes in. The reason I like that is because a lot of times with internet leads, you have people giving you, you know, this is blow Joe, or it's just bogus information, right? So when it autofills, that kind of takes that step away from them. And so a lot of times you don't get that. From there, they're going to submit the privacy policy. And then from here, you know, thinks you're all set. You can access all the new construction homes by tapping the view homes button below. And that's where they're able to actually go look at the list of properties that we populate from the KV core page there, or whatever page we want to use. So that's pretty much it there in a nutshell.
Okay. All right, so some of this stuff looks familiar, and I used to, do more Facebook myself, but now there's other folks that do it, thank goodness. But it just baffled the living daylights out of me, the stuff that we had to deal with. So this looks like it's a proven technique. Ms. Shasteen, you said you ran it, you got it tweaked on Friday, and since then I think you said 20 names and numbers.
Yeah, or it might be 15. I mean, obviously, I just let it run through. I haven't actually reached out. They actually, in their system calls me and says, press 1 if you want to talk to the lead, but there's a glitch with it because when I touch 1, it doesn't go anywhere. It just disconnects. So
Yeah,
obviously,
so-
there's a couple of glitches there.
Yeah. So I don't know, Gary, we talked about this a little bit. I'm a big fan of KB Core, not so much of Attract ROI. I've set up hundreds of Attract ROI accounts, and this is a very similar problem that I have with them. The biggest thing that I think the value in KB Core is that there's MLS capabilities, right? And so with MLS capabilities, the process is what's going to happen when these leads come in is they're going to get an automated text and email drip campaign put on them for 5 days. Where we're texting and emailing them. They're also going to get a property alert system that is in alignment with the type of ad that we're running. So if it's new construction homes, as soon as they come in, we're going to start feeding them new construction homes on whatever type of frequency we choose, whether that's daily or once weekly, of all the price reduced, newly listed and off market properties that fit the criteria of that ad. So with that, you're able to, kind of stay in their inbox with properties that fit what they're looking for. And I really think that helps drive conversion, because somebody that may have come in, 2 months ago that wasn't really ready to have a conversation or talk to you then, you've been the agent that's been in their inbox with sending them properties over the last 2 months. Who do you think they're going to go to when it comes time to, looking at properties? Well, if you're still sending them properties, you're probably the email they're going to open up. And you're able to see all of that within KB Core. You're able to see what properties they're looking at, how many times they've looked at that property. There's even behavioral automation in KB Core, meaning that if a lead does a specific behavior, like look at a property 3 different times, they get a specific text and email about that property. If they favorite a property, they get a text and email. There's a few other ones that those behaviors happen as well. But all of that helps drive conversion when it comes time to, have the leads when they're looking in their inbox and they're doing things within the system, where you just have that ammunition to kind of reach back out to them and re-engage them, if that makes sense.
No, it does, and I really appreciate this. This is the kind of stuff I needed to hear.
Right.
Explain things. So what would you say is a good time frame for someone, like a minimum time frame, like 90 days? Because it seems to me like typically with stuff like this, you'll have like an initial spark, then it's sort of like at some point it sort of tapers off, but like I call it like the maturity phase, when it's a mature campaign. And so the first question is, how long does somebody need it to give this for it to really be stabilized? And is there a period of time where, like a lot of great marketing campaigns, eventually they just run their course? That's why like Honda doesn't run the commercial with everybody shooting the arrow with the Honda anymore, because it ran its course. But so two questions are how long do you think it would, like on average? I know some people, some markets it's going to be fast, but that kind of the lead up time, the time where it's really starting to produce and stabilize. And then what have you seen as far as how long does it actually go for before it starts to lose momentum,
Yeah, two really good questions. I'm just going to be transparent. It's very situational to every market. I will tell you that, in terms of how long does it take for an ad to get to hit maturity, realistically, I mean, I've had people that have put deals under contract within the first week of running the ad. So, from there, I don't think that plays too much into it. You're going to have leads coming in the day we have it turned on. The biggest thing I think you want to take into consideration with that question is, what is the average time frame we're seeing that the buyers are actually putting something under contract? They're ready to pull the trigger on something. That question, or the answer to that question, is probably going to be closer to 2 to 3 months, is what I typically see on average across the board. It could be a little bit longer. It could be a little bit quicker. I think a lot of it also plays into, how skilled is the agent? How good are they at following up? Right. And converting leads. Are you in your system often? And that plays a big part of it, because a lot of these leads, the people that are actually looking, the way we have the demographics set up for the targeting, these people that have recently been on Zillow, they've recently been on realtor.com. yes, here and there, you're going to have some window shoppers, but people that are actually on those sites are pretty interested in actually doing something most of the time. Now, like I said, it may not be within the first month you put something under contract, but within 2 to 3 months, you should have enough leads coming in where you're ready to put something under contract with someone. And then I think what was the second question?
Oh, like a lot of times when you run an ad campaign for a while, it just starts to, it loses its potency,
Right.
and you kind of got to cool it off for a bit, and you can start it over again the next year. I don't know if it's more
Right.
seasonal or is it? Yeah.
Well, yeah. In terms of the ad running its course, another good question, but still the same answer. I think it's very situational. If you're in a very small market where our potential reach is not very large, that could be an issue that we run into if we're running a high budget, because if we filter through that potential reach, within 6 months or a year, at that point, if there's no really new people coming to that market or not a lot of new people coming to that market, that could be an issue. But I think realistically, when I see ads start to play out, what we do is we just make a few tweaks here and there. And the biggest tweak that we typically make is just changing the image of the ad. Realistically, I'm going to be honest, at the budgets that I've been running people on, under $1,000, $300 to $500, there's no chance for most markets, unless you just have like 50 or 60,000 potential reach. And that's a very small town. Are you ever going to run through your potential reach of people and have an ad get played out? I see it happen very rarely. I mean, you just have to be in a very super small market.
Well, the thing is, you're right that it's the business we're in, that market's continually refreshing.
Right.
So one thing it probably is an important factor too in the smile states, the coastal states. In most cases, construction goes year round, unless you're up in like, Maine and way up northeast.
Right.
The central northern states, Wisconsin and Minnesota, they'll definitely slow down or stop in the wintertime. And it'll be robust in the summertime. I don't know if that plays into it. Like here in Florida, it's constant. There is no slowdown,
Yeah. I mean, seasonality, I think plays a part in every market. Still, I think it's situational because, depending on what market you're in, I think, even as we were looking at this market starting to slow down with interest rates going up and whatnot, I still think markets like Dallas and like the Texas markets, the Florida markets, I think markets like those are going to stay strong, where you may see some other markets start to cool off a little bit more. Right. So I'm not sure. It's very situational, I think, to the market that you're in. And I can't give you a sure answer for a group answer, I guess you could say.
That's okay.
One
Hey,
size fits all.
So we do have some questions here. Let me go back to the beginning. This is from Kai. So it sounds like you were recommending have Facebook autofill to avoid all the, the fictitious stuff. But Kai's asking us, and I've seen this happen before too. I don't know how or why this happened. It happens to us too, but sometimes the emails and phone numbers are incorrect. It's like whatever Facebook's grabbing, but I think it's only grabbing what people key in. Like it can only.
Well, yeah. So I be transparent with you. What the biggest issue that I see that sometimes happens is that, if you had a number in 2013 and you got a new number in 2020 because you changed phone carriers or something, and you never changed it on your Facebook, well, that's going to be the number that autofills. That happens, not terribly often, but it does happen. The email that you registered on Facebook with when you first started your Facebook account is probably not the same email in some cases that, you still use today. So occasionally that email, it may be an email that they check, but not regularly, right? It may not be their new email that they use all the time or whatever. So occasionally, you get that where you have the wrong number, you have the wrong email address. But honestly, I think the biggest thing is with getting responses on the text messages is I think the offer when you're giving them exactly what they want, right? This is not no bait and switch, right? We telling them exactly what they're going to get and what they have to do to get it. So I think that that transparency there helps with, being able to kind of have that conversation with them and then being open to having that conversation, I guess you could say. And then a lot of that also goes into the text copy that you're using when you first text them, right? Yeah. I think coming from a very non-threatening, genuine place of, just letting them know how you got their information and seeing how you can help them. And there's some copy I can go over if we want what it says. But I think that's what really helps, with getting those responses. So if that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. And then Gilbert Evans in Vegas is asking, do we need to get permission from their broker to run a KV Core ad that includes, Facebook, Instagram, things like that? I've never heard people have to get,
I don't think so. I'm not putting my name on the line. I would definitely double check with your state broker on what the rules and regulations to that would be. But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anybody. Now, if it's your MLS listing, I don't think so at all. Now, if you're wanting to, kind of doing what we're doing right now, I can see why that might be a question, but I haven't had anybody bring that up to me. No.
yeah,
And I've never went and got permission myself.
yeah. And these are things of course, we've already been running these, hundreds and thousands of times already. So there's a proven track record there. And then in Targan Wayans Jones is in it's like South Tampa, it's like going out towards Apollo Beach and all that, towards if you're going like Sarasota and Bradenton.
Yeah.
And that's why the Target, that's why I texted you last week, because I knew this was going to be good for you. So she's asking how does she get started? I know for anybody that's in the, by the way, if I call your dad Pops on Monday, is that going to get you in trouble?
Me?
Yeah, no.
No,
We call
of
him
course
Pops.
not.
I'm just kidding. We call him
That's not
Cuz.
common.
Yeah, we'll call him Pops. But so
Yeah.
what? Just so everybody knows here, for Brayden to do this, as long as you're in the honey badger line, you don't have to pay for the development. He's gonna, he'll do it, right?
Yep.
You
Yep.
have to pay for your ad spend though. You have to spend.
And let's talk a little bit through that just to kind of clear that up, because I'm sure that's probably a question. Depending on your market, I would highly suggest that $300, which is $10 a day, is what you start your ad spend at, and scale from there. I think that's going to give you anywhere from a couple leads to maybe 5 to 7 leads a day in, depending on what our cost per lead is. That's very situational to what market you're in. Some markets like California might be a higher cost per lead. Some markets like Texas, where everybody wants new construction, I've seen it get as low as $1 to $2. So that's going to be a big thing, is what the cost per lead will be. But I highly suggest, like I said, starting out at $300. I've started people out as low as $150, and that's $5 a day. I would not do anything lower than that. And I've got deals closed out of that. Of course, this does break down on an average. So, the longer it takes to get in a good number of leads to actually get a conversion, maybe a little bit longer process, right? But I've had people closing deals out of $150. And I say at least give that 30 days, expect to run that $150 or $300 for 30 days before you make your decision on whether you want to keep doing this or if you would rather invest more money into it. I think at that point, you've had time to get familiar with KV Core, the process that I take you through on how to stay consistently following up with the leads and how to convert the leads as soon as they come in. And so within 30 days, you should have that down pretty good, and feel comfortable enough to take on more leads. Or if you're just comfortable with the amount of leads that are coming in, then that's okay too. So that's kind of what my suggestion is. Like I said, $150 to $300.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking even three months, give it, just less than 1,000, but for 3 months. And I think from what I've gathered and spoken to people, I'd be shocked if you didn't get something out of this.
Yeah. That's what we do with any of our direct agents that we sponsor. If they're needing help with some ad spend, we'll do it for a 90-day period. And we'll have accountability calls. But the point of that is, within 90 days, we expect you to, if you're following the system to a T, you should have something under contract and probably close realistically. And if it's not, it's getting close to closing within 3 months. The only way that wouldn't happen is if you just are abandoning the leads. I mean, there's just no way that's impossible to happen almost.
Or if you're getting 3 to 7 leads a day, that's within the range of, that would be easily, you should be able to keep in contact with them. And that's just like, you've got to have that time blocking in, 2 hours a day minimum. So, hey, Brayden, there are some folks on, like I mentioned earlier, that are not, they're not on the team. They're not even EXP.
Yeah.
But they've been with us for sometimes years, Yeah. So if they wanted to work with you, is there a separate way they can do that? I don't know if I know you're probably busy, but.
Yeah. We can definitely, make something happen. The biggest issue that we'll run into is that, if you're not with EXP and you don't have KV Core, we're going to have to figure out a system to use to be able to convert these leads. Some of you may be using Follow Up Boss, YLopo. I'm not exactly sure what all you may be using, but if we can integrate those within your Facebook account, of course, we can definitely get something set up. So that's not too big of a problem. To be honest with you, I only use KV Core, so I'm not super familiar with it, but it is all principles and I can put it all together, I'm sure. It's just, it would probably take me a little bit longer than what I'm used to, getting these done in. I see the question, what's the turnaround time to set up and have ads running? Typically 2 hours is what I say. So when you come in and book a calendar call, I would book 2 back to back. The first 30 minutes, 20 minutes, we like to go over the strategy and make sure that we actually put something together that makes sense and that we agree upon. The next 30 minutes is going to be putting the ad actually putting that together within Facebook. The next 30 minutes is going to be building the drip campaigns, all of the API Nation links within KV Core, getting that connected. And then the last 30 minutes of that call is we're going to go through the step-by-step training of what to do and how to categorize leads, how to follow up with leads, set up property alerts, all the things that you need to do once these leads come in, and make sure that you know exactly what to do when a lead comes in. There's no questions. It'll be up to you at that point whether you stick to the system or not, and that'll be it.
Hey, Melanie, I know you told me before what your CRM, because I think you're using a third-party vendor CRM, is that right?
We actually have Command in.
Or you are using that? Okay.
And then Mojo. So,
Okay.
But when we run Facebook ads, we can run it right through Command and set up figures to follow up like that.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. For some reason, I thought you were using a third party.
I use Mojo for a lot of things,
Gotcha.
but I think that might be where you're thinking.
Okay.
We also have Attract ROI. I'm familiar with Attract ROI. I don't prefer it. Like I said, it doesn't have MLS capabilities, but if an agent really wants to do it and make it happen, we can with Attract ROI. Talking about the fees, I typically charge $3,000 to do all of this for an agent. But since it's y'all, Gary's people, I'll cut that price in half. I'll give 2 options actually. We can do $1,500 setup fee, or if you don't want to pay the setup fee, we can do let's do like 3 transactions on. We'll do 5 or 10% or something like that referral fee. Up to you on what you want to do.
And is that for everybody or just the non-EXP
agents? If you're not an EXP, that's what I'll do for you. But if you're an EXP, Honey Badger, then we'll get you taken care of, get you up and going.
I forget the term, the pro bono or something like that. I forget what they call that, but
right.
Basically, you don't have to pay. That's actually very generous for the folks who are outside. I appreciate you doing it because, like I said, some of these folks I've known for years and super people, and they contribute, and so. Okay, hey guys, any questions? Because Brayden, this is dinner time for him. He's out with family, and he literally came back in 3 minutes from heading out to do this for us. So,
how do we schedule with him?
What's that?
How do we schedule with him?
Oh, that's a good one. How do you want to handle it? You want him to go through me, Brayden, or how do you want to do like in a group fashion?
I think what would be best is if each agent, if you could start a 3-way text with us, and I can share my contact record, just kind of get introduced to them, and then within my contact record, we'll have my calendar link. I'll be here in Puerto Rico until next Tuesday, and my calendar is getting booked up for that coming week. So if you can get it, if you want to get it today and get it booked, is probably what I would suggest doing. If you want to get it up and going as quick as possible. But yeah, I think starting a 3-way text, and I mean, I guess realistically, if that's going to be too many 3-way texts, if we got a lot of agents wanting to do it, you could just share my contact record with them and they could just book in the calendar link. But that's always going to be the best. What I always say is if it's open and you book it, I'll be on the call.
Okay. All right. What I'll do is, why don't I do that? I'll share. I have your contact card, and that has the scheduling link in there. I can't remember it.
Yep, it does.
Perfect. And your email.
Phone number, email, and calendar link. So you should have everything you'd ever need to get in touch with me. Okay.
Well, I'll send up. We've got I think 40 people on tonight. And not everybody's going to do it, but I got a feeling, and I have one-on-ones with these guys on a regular basis, and I'll be able to talk to them, and I kind of know the ones that I think really should.
So did I miss what is the charge in the setup for the EXP agents versus non-EXP? And then don't you have a monthly?
Nope. If you're Honey Badger, you get access to me ongoing. I am a resource to the Honey Badger group. So is there agents in here that aren't Honey Badger group that are EXP?
I don't think so. I think everybody's a Honey Badger.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So no setup fee, no monthly fees. The only thing Honey Badgers you have to be responsible for is that ad spend. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
But so I don't use KV Core. I use Sierra Interactive, which has, it links into my it is my website with my
Right.
CRM. So all my leads from I do pay-per-clicks and stuff through that website that funnels
Yep.
in, and I have the texting and the calling and all that kind of stuff I can see what they're looking at, what they're not looking at. But
Mhm.
in this case, since it's not KV Core, would you have to do something different? Because I'm sure not everybody here that's part of Honey Badgers is fully or is linked into KV Core.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say that we can make it happen. But I highly suggest looking at using KV Core. I especially I think if you're going to be doing any agent attraction in the future. If not, then I don't think it's that big of a deal. Use whatever system you want. But when it comes time to sharing how we're having success with agents, I think using the tools and resources that EXP gives us helps us give a little bit of leverage when we're having that conversation. But to answer your question, I do believe that we could set it up. Like I said, I don't have any experience with using these other platforms. I'll just have to look at it and see how we can get it set up and go from there. But I'm sure, there's a way to do it. We'll just have to figure out what that is and take a little extra time doing some research on it.
And do we have to have additional add-ons for KV Core?
Nope, there's no additional add-ons. API Nation is free. And that's really the only add-on that you would use. But seriously, guys, if y'all have any questions where y'all want me to go further in depth, if you even want to look at, some ads that I've ran on other people's accounts, I can get access to those. You want to talk more strategy where you feel like, you didn't get enough information today to feel comfortable enough to do it, just get in the calendar. We can talk and chat as much as you want. I'm here to help in any way I can and share the information I have. So if you need more time to make the decision and you got more questions, just feel free to jump in the calendar. Even if, you think going into it, you're probably not going to do it, but I'll be happy to help, like I said, any way I can.
Why wouldn't any agent do it? So Gary, you're going to get us the number.
Yeah, I'm actually sending the contact card to myself now via email that I'll be able to copy it from email into the chat box here. Shoot, that's not going to work. You know what's happening, Brayden? Only the name and numbers coming through, not the entire card for some reason.
Okay, let me copy that link.
Actually, if you have it, if you would have just put it in the chat box there, that probably would be the easiest thing.
Let me get it pulled up here.
Okay. Contacts and see. And while he's doing that, for those of you who are on KV Core, if you've been frustrated or don't like it, there's definitely let's have a strategy call, because I started using it myself and I'm not in production, and I love it. I mean, that KV Core is an amazing system, and you don't have to learn everything.
Tell you what, guys.
Yep.
Just real quick, I have a ton of people that come to me and they say, I hate KV Core. I don't know how to use it. I don't want to use it. And by the time they get done with the training, they love KV Core. And the thing about it is, it's such a in-depth tool. It has so many different functionalities that it's very easy to be overwhelmed with it. And unfortunately, there's no requirements when you come into EXP that says you have to go through the training and you must learn it, which is why I've taken it upon myself to build the training and process and try to make sure agents are utilizing this great tool, right? I really love KV Core. It has so many different things that work well. But I think the biggest thing is when you're looking at learning a tool, learning how to structure it into your day, when to be in it, how to be using it. The main thing we want to learn in the beginning are the few things that are actually going to drive the needle, right? Categorization of leads, how to set up property alerts, how to set up tasks to stay consistently following up with leads, texting, emailing. So we actually do the training. We record that. You take notes during the recording. You're going to know exactly how to use it. You shouldn't have any questions at all. And then, of course, if you do, we can always get back on another call and go over it again. But you'll have everything you need to know to use the system, and you'll eventually learn it like the back of your hand. So I don't want that to be a reason as to why people don't want to use it, because it's a common theme when people come to me as to why they're currently not.
Yeah. I know there was a lot of frustration when we first started the team here, but a few of the agents just kind of took the initiative and just zero laser beam focus, and we figured out there's like, 3 things to master. I mean, there's lots of things that you can master, but there were 3 things, and we just started putting that focus on those 3 things. And that was being able to get your contacts loaded up in there,
Yep.
being able to text and being able to email.
Yep.
And everything else is, now, like I'm going to be turning on BombBomb for videos because I want to do the videos through my emails and text.
Yep.
More in an automated way and stuff like that. But just to begin with, load your contacts, be able to email, be able to text.
Right.
And if you get those 3 things down, then you can implement all those pre-programmed campaigns. I mean,
Right.
it's like plug and play. But it does. And once you get there, it's like same thing. Everybody's at this is awesome.
Yeah.
I've taught. Remember all those classes, guys. Agents from every company you can imagine. I've seen all the systems, and this one absolutely by far is the most comprehensive and the most capable that I've seen for the money. I mean,
For sure.
you get this on your own individually. I forget what it costs, Brayden. It's like a couple
Minimum,
$1,000.
I believe a minimum $600 all the way up to over 1,200, I believe,
Yeah.
is what you're going to be paying. And you're essentially getting it for your $85. Yeah. Like you said, focusing on the things, the few things that are going to drive the needle in the beginning. The cool thing is I'm very knowledgeable about the tool. And as we have meetings in the future, I'm going to show you other cool things to use as well, other things to implement and add into it. But we want to make sure that we're doing the things that move the needle in the beginning, and not overwhelm you, get you up and going. And then as we progress, we'll add things in and we'll do extra things that, can help with conversion and whatnot, and kind of go from there.
Okay.
I put
Okay,
the
guys.
calendar link. I
Yeah,
put the
sorry.
calendar link in the chat box, so it should be in there.
Just make sure you grab that, copy it, and just plug it in another browser session just to make sure you have it. But guys, can we give Brayden a big pat on the back? This was a big, huge favor he's doing for us
Thanks,
tonight.
Brayden. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I already
Yeah.
signed up. Thank you.
Right on. You're more than welcome. Like I said, any questions, feel free to just get a call booked and we can go from there.
Yeah, at least I think it's 2 hours is what Brayden said, 2 hours. Is that right, Brayden, to get that started?
Yeah, I sometimes I can get it done in less than that, but it's very situational to how many questions we have, and getting clear on the strategy. Like I said, coming in, there's a few things I do ask prior to getting on the call. If you're going to be using KB Core, make sure you're able to log into that, right? Have that pulled up, please. Also be logged into your Facebook account. Another thing that I really suggest is having good Wi-Fi. The better the Wi-Fi, the quicker we can move through. So lagging Wi-Fi is never fun. And then the other things that I talked about in the beginning are going to be, get clear on what market that you want to be in, what type of ad would you like to run? Whether that's targeting, you can leave it as simple as targeting the resale market or targeting the new construction market, and then kind of have to be thinking about your budget as well. Location based, whether you're city or county specific, right? And I think if you can get pretty clear on all of that, I'll be able to review it as we pull the squeeze pages of properties, and that'll really speed up the process there. That'll kind of take that first 30 minutes out. We may be able to get done in less than an hour and a half.
Quick question. You have a calendar open on Memorial Day. Are you working Memorial Day or did you forget to block it?
Hey, I really appreciate that because I probably am not going to be working that day.
Okay, I'll go back in and reschedule me then.
Okay, what is the day? What day is that?
That was Monday the 30th.
Monday.
Brayden, I just got rid of mine on Saturday too. I've been thinking I better, because every year I forget.
Right.
And sure enough, I have calls, and then I don't want to cancel them. So
Right.
but I'm actually gonna take the day off hopefully and do some fun stuff. But
Gotcha. Yeah. If you get a deleted one out of there, I apologize for having that day open.
It's all right. I'm going in and I'm putting you on the 31st. I'll just wait for the cancellation and I'll be fine because I'm scheduling you on the next day anyway.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Okay.
so I should be blocked off.
And are you going out to dinner with your dad too, Brayden?
What's that?
You going out to dinner with your dad too, or is it just other folks?
It's just me and Pops right now. Yeah. So
Hey, Shastine, we got to remember it's from now on it's Pops.
yeah, that's Pops.
Another quick question, Brayden. What time zone are you booking in? Are you personally on your calendar? What time zone?
I'm central in my time zone, but when you pull your link, it should pull your time zone that you're in. that's at least the way that it's been doing it prior to
Okay,
today.
it's showing it as central. And that's where I'm at. Cool, thanks.
Cool. Cool. Anything else, guys?
Brayden, there's a question in there that says, can we do both new construction and resale?
100%. I have some people that will come in and when they want to do resale and they want to do new construction, and I don't advise against it at all, as long as your market supports it and you have a budget to do it. Because they're two different type of buyers. I also want to make one other thing clear. A lot of times, especially with the new construction, not so much on the resale, because you might get into people that are renting or first-time home buyers, some in the resale a little bit more than you do new construction. But in most people's price ranges for new construction, it is not a first-time home buyer price range. These people, unless you're in an area that you got a lot of out-of-state people coming in, they have a property that they need to sell probably 30 to 40% of the time of these leads coming in. They got a property that they need to sell prior to being able to purchase a new construction, right? And so if you know anything about new construction, that's typically a 6 to 9 month process. So being able to establish that relationship with these leads early on, and really and strengthen that over time, I think is a really good way to generate listings for one. And then also, I just really like the new construction process just because it's not, multiple offers, multiple bid situations, right? We're getting them registered with the builder rep, and then essentially we're just kind of CC'd on every email from there, right? So a little bit different process. I think it's a lot easier to do, but that would be some things that I would point out that I like about that ad.
How many ads do you create? And if you were doing, say, new construction and maybe resale, is it different pricing for each transaction or ad you want to create?
Are you saying in terms of like what you're going to be paying for each ad?
Well, I know you said it's $10 a day, right? For
Right.
the ads. How many ads is that for 30 days? Is it just one
Right.
ad? Is it two?
Well, yeah. So, if we do new construction, that's going to be one ad. If we do resale, that's going to be one ad, right? But we can do multiple ads within resale or new construction, right? If we want to do different locations, if we want to do different price points. So we can do as many different ads within one topic or one category, I guess you could say, if you wanted to. I will tell you this though, that, if you're in a market where new construction is in more demand than the resale market, you may see that, your cost per lead on new construction is going to be quite a bit lower, right? Where you're able to acquire more leads in a day, as opposed to, having a higher cost per lead in a market that doesn't have as much demand for resale, where you're not as getting as much leads in, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You guys like this stuff?
Yeah. Really
Well,
good stuff.
Here's a big picture statement I just want to make. To understand where I'm coming from. Clearly, I believe that working with investors is a very good thing to do, especially when we're heading into correction. We know that business is going to thrive. It always does. Any recession, the investors they're coming out of the woodwork. Owner occupant business generally tapers off. The difference this time around, now you'll hear people say, well, we had demand exceeded supply last time too, and it sure did. But we didn't have the problems we're having today in the marketplace when it comes to supply chain and inflation and things like that. It's just different. Remember, I always say this, the circumstances may be different, but the fundamentals never change, right? So the fact is we need affordable housing in this country. We with the prices going up as much as it had the last couple of years, it's just knocked people out of the market. And then you raise interest rates. Now they definitely can't afford these houses. So smart builders, and I've seen this before, and this is why I'm saying this, will shift their model in a recession to compensate for what's happening. So in the last recession, a lot of builders started building multifamily, small, 4, 8, 12 unit, clusters, and they would keep them in inventory to rent out. That's what they did to stay in business, keep their guys busy and keep the payroll going and stay afloat, So this time around, I think it's the affordable housing need where some of the builders are going to shift. The ones that don't, they're just going to disappear, because that happened how many of you know builders last time that literally got caught with their shorts down? They were just it hit and they were done, but the good ones, the smart ones, they made the shift, right? They made the shift and they started building some of the multifamily, and some of them I know personally. So I believe that's going to be affordable housing this time. I know every builder wants to build $1 million homes. I get it. But when it comes down to, surviving or not surviving, or thriving versus just surviving, I think it's going to be affordable housing. Just a hunch. So I think this is why this is so important. You can be on the front end of this as we head into this correction. Do not be the I'll wait and see kind of person. This is not their time to do that. That this is the time to be prepared and just put the blinders on, turn off the media, focus on the facts, and then stay in your lane and stick with it. I just, I don't have a crystal ball, but the facts are what the facts are. So in any case, that's my 2 cents worth.
I agree.
So, yep. Hey, Brayden, thanks again, man. On one of these days, are you going to be at the summit, by the way, in June?
The shareholders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So a bunch of us going to be having a poolside lunch on Sunday. You're welcome
Okay.
to join us. Yeah.
Heck yeah, I appreciate that.
Yep. So, hey guys, I'll stay on. Brayden, if you need to go, I understand. I really appreciate you spending more than an hour here doing this.
Yep.
We generally show a little bit longer, do some Q&A and problem solving and stuff like that. You're welcome to hang out, or if you want to go have supper with Pops, tell him I said hello, and I'll see him next Monday, actually.
Right on. We got to get up early and do some deep sea fishing. So I think I'm gonna grab some dinner and
Okay.
hit the bed early. But I appreciate you having me on. Like I said, if y'all need anything else from me, I'm happy to help in any way I can. So just get it booked in the calendar. We'll go from there.
That sounds good to me.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yep. You too, Brayden.
All right.
Thanks
Thanks.
again,
Bye.
man. Yeah. Okay, guys, I appreciate you participating in this one. Let's see, I have a lender doing 100% purchase price for multifamily less than 8 units with Reno. Whoa. Hey, Target, unmute yourself. Where are you?
I'm right here.
So is that a local lender or is that a national program?
She does all 50 states.
So it's 100%. Say that again, 8 units?
It has to be 8 units or less. They do 100% of multifamily. If your credit score is above 700, they'll also give you the 100% of the reno. If it's below 700, they'll give you 85 of the ARV.
Okay. Can you put that in the chat box, contact information, or do we need to go through you, or is that what's the?
Get in contact with me because I told her to craft something that, like, as far as a flyer that I can send out, because I just got this hot off the presses on Friday. So I told her, hey, that's huge. She said, yeah, it's something that just came out. So I'm just kind of passing the word to my fellow groups and whatnot to let them know. And then also for people who have, smaller markets where like multifamilies are more affordable, that, putting this out. So if you want to contact me or whatever the case, and then when I get something from her, then I can, pass that on or make a introduction or whatnot.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna make a note here. Target 8 units or less, 100% financing. Okay. All right, because I'm starting to get in the mood to go shopping. Seriously, just seeing what's happening around the country. And this may be a shocker to you guys, because I know some of you are still in markets where you put something out there on the listings MLS and you get 8 offers the next day. It's still happening. There's no doubt about it. But believe it or not, there are markets now where certain segments, like luxury home, for example, or move up homes, are as many as greater than 90 days on market. It's already starting to happen in certain markets. So it's just a mathematical certainty. But in any case, I do believe affordable housing does include these 4, 8, and 12 unit cluster properties where people feel like they've got a community there, they've got some yard space, they got parking, laundry, and kids can play with each other. I just think that you're going to see more of that coming down the road. So any questions on that? Any suggestions or thoughts? I mean, tell me what you guys are feeling and thinking and seeing. It's one of the beauties of having this network is we're in over half the states. Not many people can say that. We might as well take advantage of it. So
I had a question. If we have anybody in the Texas market online?
Yeah. Daniel, yeah, Melanie. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a contact in Texas. Is a gentleman who does wholesaling, but he does multifamily wholesaling, and I probably have, I'd say, 10 properties in my lap right now that he's got, and he has relationships to get these things just either under contract if you see something, or you know, we've already got them. I mean, everything is from it's right next to the freaking Dallas stadium. I mean, I got actually that paperwork right now on those units, to ones that are you know, a little lesser, maybe like, you know, the 2 million range, but up to probably about like 8 million or so, I'd say right now. But I'm not an agent for Texas, so you know, we've been trying to kind of see how we could work together or help each other out, and I just kind of want to either do it at a referral, or if, you know, you got people on the national scale who are looking for multifamilies in Texas. He also does storage units as well, but his focus is multifamily. And I have some stuff, like I said, I got all like T12s, information, value adds. He also has a company that does property management. So he wants to kind of do a partnership where he'll come in, take over. He has the connections to get, you know, lower prices on doing the value add, or I should say CapEx type stuff for you. So if anybody has folks who are interested in multifamily in between Dallas and Houston area, I might definitely have a guy who can just keep them coming in your lap if you have investors, and we could do a referral or whatever you think, kind of structure or whatever the case.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, definitely, you guys, you can swap messages right here on the chat box if you want contact information or plug it in. And is it, so it sounds like it's in multiple areas, targeting multiple areas of Texas?
Yeah, his focuses are Dallas and Houston, but the majority of them are in Dallas. I mean, he's even got one he just sent recently, I want to say, that was in St. Louis. And I want maybe one more in Illinois. I'm not sure the particular city in Illinois. I could check that. There's been a lot of chatter on our emails back and forth today. I haven't even looked at them because I'm like, dude, you've got multifamilies coming out my eyeballs, and I have no way to offload these things. So I need to have the connects for who wants them in Texas or beyond first before I keep on, you know, taking what you're throwing at us.
But he hasn't mentioned San Antonio, Austin, or
I think there was one for San Antonio. I have a spreadsheet with a lot of them. So again, if somebody who's interested, we can kind of talk more, and I can give you directly what I have and all the information on these various properties. But yeah, majority are in Texas.
okay. I mean, I'm personally interested, so I'd like to see that. I'd love to have the spreadsheet.
Get on my calendar, Gary. Let's no, I'm just kidding.
Although the roles are reversing here. All of a sudden now I'm like, I gotta get on your schedule. That feels good, doesn't it? You know. So, well, I'm happy for you. Okay. Let's see. One thing I did want to mention tonight. We all know video is a very good thing to do. Whenever you're doing marketing, promoting, advertising, if you can use video, it's going to be better than using anything that's not video. Like I can tell you for a fact, doing tests, we send out emails that are all text, or text that are all text. You know, if it's like broadcast type stuff, the results are much less than if you did it with a video. Okay, you send a video out. So it's just people like video. They can see you, they can hear you. It's more real. It's a stronger connection in either email or text. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get BombBomb, and I'm going to do more of that. So I'll check it out for you guys if anybody wants to. That's here we're talking about another function that is an add-on. If you're on KB Core, it's $30 a month. But BombBomb is a third-party vendor, so it's not just for. Doesn't matter what brokerage you're in. I would check out and see if whatever CRM you're using can interface with BombBomb. Okay. You know, I don't know everything about it. All I know is I've been a recipient of it, and I thought I actually like this because I'm responding to it. That's one of my keys. One of my test is when it comes to marketing, advertising. I think to myself, what have I seen that I respond to? And I think all of us probably would say, would you agree? Video, short video, not like 5 minutes long, but I mean, you know, 15 seconds sometimes. Would you guys agree sometimes that's more, it gets your attention more than reading something that's more than a paragraph long? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Read a paragraph, to you, it makes, to the sender, it makes perfect sense. I'm writing this paragraph and everything's in there, you know. With the recipient, all they see is too many words. you know, or they'll say, I'll get to it later, and they never do, you know. So in any case, keep that in mind. And the way, how this came about was we were talking about the booklet last week, and I was giving people a suggestion that you can send the booklet out electronically, and in the email that you send it in, the link for your booklet or text or Facebook post or what have you, start it off with a video, maybe demonstrating one of our tools, all right? Or talking about what's in the booklet. Hey guys, just want to tell you, here's this month's booklet. Here's some key things you might want to look for in this month's booklet, okay? Or whatever you want to call it, monthly profit booster. Give them a quick little video, and I promise you, you'll have a much higher response rate and therefore a conversion rate. So, and it's the kind of thing you can do on your phone nowadays with the Galaxy, you know, A10s and A20s and wherever they are, I don't know, but and that's the Apple A13. I mean, the technology is extremely advanced compared to just 10 years ago. It's amazing. I know people that only use their phones for videos. That's all they do, you know, just to get the stick, right? Or they just hold it out there and it works, you know. Any questions on that? Is anybody using video, or has anybody used video? Yeah. Hey, Gilbert, if you could, did you do any split testing to see how much better it worked than just plain copywriting, or any results you can speak of?
You know, a lot of what I'm doing is practice. Today I went out in the backyard with the dogs and the swimming pool, and I said, you know, I went to Facebook Live and I said, I haven't been doing enough push-ups. I'm gonna go see what I could do. And I did 20 push-ups. And I just put little weird things out just so that I could be relatable and be real. And I get a lot of views, but I don't get as many comments as I'd like. The other day I was cleaning the pool, and I said, hey, does anybody got an idea what I can do to keep the pool cleaner from getting stuck on the drain? No response. So I have to work on joining more groups and more communities so I have a wider reach.
I think you have to hold a cat or something while you're having the video. That seems to work.
Yeah. Well, we'll tell you, if you guys remember, one of my good friends, Mark Rickert in Albuquerque, New Mexico, he does his equivalent of a monthly newsletter on video. And they're like 5 minutes long, but he does an actual production out of it. And actually, they're hilarious. And if you interject a little bit of humor into the thing, and you do involve, at the end of every take, they go to the dog park with their dogs. It's an end of every one, and his numbers shot through the roof, you know, humor and pets, you know. So
yeah, I was joking, but there's very much truth to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make a post on Facebook about any number of things, and nobody really says anything. People engage with it, people read it, people whatever, but I'll make a nonsense post about my dog and everybody, ooh, ah, beautiful boy, love it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey guys, now for the rest of this week, on Wednesday night is the Gia Team Launch. We do it every 4 months. It's the only time I actually purposefully and directly showcase and promote the team. So if you have people that you want to invite to that, please do so now. You don't wait till Wednesday. Do it. Invite them now. I sent out a text over the weekend, and I think an email with instructions. And what I said today on the commercial mastermind is, I think I'm going to do a little contest here. And whoever invites who has the most people come as guests, I'll give you $50 or $100 or something. Now that I've said it, which one would be better, 50 or 100?
150.
150.
Love
Well, as soon as I said 50, I thought, wait a minute, with inflation, 50 isn't going to buy squat right now.
Right. That's almost a take of gas, man.
Yeah. I mean, a dinner out, it's crazy. So, you know, a thing of groceries, my gosh, I mean, good Lord. So in any case, you know, keep that in mind. And then next Monday, Susan Schaefer's on, and she and I were competitors back a while ago in Tidewater, Virginia. But one of the nicest people I ever meet, she and her husband, Jarrett, were on a tight ship. They got about 50 agents. They were, at one time had 200 agents, but it was chaotic and they weren't pleased with the results. Now their people produce. They're one of the top producing companies out there. And they also have a title company. In any case, they're very rigid when it comes to education. And you should have information, I think, from Beverly already with what to prepare for next Monday. But So make sure you're there. I think it's going to be some good stuff. I've read their book. There's an amazing people and their stories. Another good old fashioned story of Americans starting off and living on farms with outhouses and stuff like that. And then now they're living on the water and luxury, just from sheer determination, focus on education and never, ever giving up in spite of all the bad things that can happen. And they've had bad things happen, believe me. I think it'd be wonderful if you to be there. And then next Wednesday is where we're meeting for anybody who wants to write a chapter in the book. So in the beginning of the class that I mentioned, I got through the first 2 weekends. I got the body of it there, the content's there, the structure's there. I just got to clean it up and make sure the transition is there into the second part of the book, which is you writing a chapter. So be there for that. I'll give you the time frame, the agenda. You'll have what we started so far in the way of the book. We'll talk about, a strategy for writing, a real simple formula to follow, and just basically hit the ground running on that, because we need to have your chapter done by June and in by the end of June, okay? So it can be put into the book. And then in July, we've got to go through and restructure it so it makes sense, clean it up and get it in Dean's hands by the end of July. So believe it or not, it might sound like a lot of time, but I'm telling you, man, I would plan on writing the first weekend in June. Make that your goal. Don't wait. Don't say, I got a whole month, I'll put it off. Start the first weekend of June. I like doing weekends because I can turn off everything and sit by the water and do my thing, but that's my suggestion.
Gary, the
yes.
date for that Wednesday for the book
The 25th.
The 25th.
Not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to try to send out the chapter this weekend, or have Beverly do it Monday. She'll have it ahead of time, and then we can talk about the actual steps to follow. Just basically stay on course. We'll likely do this again next year, because I'm doing some more research, and I think this is a really good idea. So yep. Now I've had a lot of ideas over the years, and some work out and some don't work out so much, but this is one that's a proven methodology. And every time I ever wrote a book, guys, it always boosted business. And I never even focused on selling it or making money. I focused on providing the book is what I was focusing on, getting as many people as I could. And when I give somebody a book, what do I get in return? This is a quiz question.
Well, when you actually hand them the book, you mean? Yeah, you get the contact information.
Contact information. Yep. And
I thought you were looking for what do you get in return, like respect or something.
Oh, no. No. And then when I do it electronically, same thing. I obviously need an email to do that. But with the books, I generally only send it if I've spoken to somebody, or at least had some meaningful online dialogue. But in most cases, it's because I spoke with somebody over the phone, Zoom, or in person. And it'll really, it'll have a big impact on your business, I promise you. So, okay, it's 8:26, and I think I'm going to relax a little bit. Any questions, guys? Okay. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night if you can make it. And if you're inviting people, definitely make it. If you're inviting people, make sure you're going to be on. Okay, that would be important. And I'm going to follow up with everybody the next day and on Friday. So it's Thursday and Friday, I'll be extremely busy following up with people from Wednesday night. And I'm looking forward to getting a few new additions. So it's going to be fun. Okay, guys, take care of yourselves. God bless you and your families. And we'll see you the next 2 Wendy's and the next Monday. Sound good?
Sounds good. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.